Alright, there it is. There are the cables. Not gonna lie, I'm a little scared right now, but it's gonna be okay. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for being here. My name is Molly, and if you haven't guessed it yet, today I am taking you along on a hike I've been dreaming about for so long, Half Dome in Yosemite National Park. Driving into Yosemite Valley felt like stepping into another world. Something about this place just felt special. No wonder John Muir wrote so passionately about this place and the Sierra Nevada mountains. Looking at the towering granite cliffs even from below, I finally understood why. Half Dome has been on my radar for years, but I never thought I'd get the chance to hike it, at least not anytime soon. But somehow, everything aligned just right and this adventure became real. So maybe like a month or two ago, I applied for the lottery for this permit, and I never ever win those. I never get the permits, but I always try. And today I got an email saying that I actually got it, and I got like the most perfect date. It's just like I'm so excited. I think it's all gonna work out. So we are in Yosemite National Park. I'm so excited to be here. I've never been to this national park before, so really exciting to cross a new one off my list. But the most exciting thing is that tomorrow, Darren and I, here's Darren, tomorrow we are hiking Half Dome. Show me your excited face. Yes, so we got permits a few weeks ago, maybe like 7-8 weeks ago, and tomorrow is the day. Finally here, and gonna hopefully, weather permitting, make it all the way to the top. Okay, this is our little home for the night. Normally we would have just camped in Yosemite, but because we found out we got the Half Dome permit after they released the camping reservations, we weren't able to get a campsite, so this was kind of our only other option. But it actually looks kind of cozy, so I'm excited about it. That's Half Dome. That is hopefully where we're gonna be tomorrow. Wow. We've been here all of an hour, and we already went and got some pizza for dinner. We got a large pizza so that we can have some leftovers for lunch tomorrow while we're hiking. So it is 5:30 right now, and we are gonna try to go to sleep so we can wake up early. The plan is to try to get hiking between 3:30 and 4 a.m. tomorrow. It should be about 14 miles round trip from the trailhead, but the trailhead is a mile away from here, so it's probably going to be closer to a 16-ish mile day with 5,000 feet of ascent up to Half Dome. Alright, well, I'm going to try to get some shut-eye, but I will see you all in the morning. So our plan is to take the Mist Trail up to I think it's the JMT for a bit, and then up to Half Dome. So we're almost to the trailhead for the Mist Trail. Alright, we are headed to Half Dome, 8.2 miles. We decided to start hiking this early in the morning for a few different reasons. The first being that we wanted to try to get to the cables before the majority of the other people with permits today did, just so that we didn't run into too many traffic jams or anything on the cables and just make that as less stressful as possible. It was also going to be a decently warm day today, so getting going early in the morning meant that we didn't have to do all of the climbing when it was really hot out. And we also just wanted to give ourselves an ample amount of time to complete this hike. I would rather start hiking in the dark than finish hiking in the dark. Well, I don't think you can see it, but there's a big old waterfall. When we were about 2 miles into the Mist Trail, the sky began to wake up the mountains and we were able to take our headlamps off. We had climbed just about 1,200 feet in elevation at this point in the trail.
Hi, Molly.
Hi. We continued to make our way up the mountain, and pretty soon we were approaching Nevada Falls. It was so nice to pretty much have the entire trail to ourselves. We were able to go at our own pace and take in all the beauty that surrounded us at our leisure. When we had made it to the top of Nevada Falls, we were about 4 miles away from Little Curry Village, where we started this morning, and had ascended approximately 2,200 feet. The sun was beginning to peek up over the mountains, and the birds were singing their morning songs. You can barely see it. Right there, I'm pretty sure is Half Dome. It is 6:30, and I think we're in Little Yosemite Valley. So we've ascended like 2,500-ish feet. We got like completely soaked from the Mist Trail, which I knew was gonna be misty, but I didn't think I was gonna get soaked. We're wearing like our thin sun hoodies, so they dried off pretty quick, but looks like this is technically Little Yosemite Valley. Half Dome is this way. About a mile of the trail went through Little Yosemite Valley, and it was pretty much flat for that mile, and then we began the ascent up to Subdome. that says Half Dome 2 miles, but that's an interesting letter, number, I don't know. As we ascended out of the forest and above the tree line, we got our first good view of Half Dome. It looks pretty steep. Just a wee bit scary looking. And I'm excited. It is a little after 8 o'clock this morning. We're getting pretty close to, I think Subdome is the next bit before we get to the cables. But I'm gonna have a snack before we keep going. I'm getting pretty hungry. Found a good spot to take a little break. There's a gorgeous view in front of me. I'll show you in a second. Hike's been really good so far. Obviously the scary part is yet to come. Good morning so far. Look at that. Alright, there it is. There are the cables. Not gonna lie, I'm a little scared right now, but it's gonna be okay. Thunderstorms anywhere on the horizon, do not pass before this sign. I think I should have to carry every month of the year. Alright. 9. I made it to the top of Half Dome. That was really hard. Like, I heard that people said it's a lot of arms, like you have to use your arms a lot, and they were right. My arms got really fatigued. My legs were mostly fine, but like my shoulders and my back muscles, you just have to like pull yourself up these cables. But we did it. We're up here and the views are gorgeous. Darren always FaceTimes his dad. Do service on hikes like this. Hi. There's some snow over there. That's kind of crazy. Come a long way with my fear of heights, but yeah, definitely scared right now. Look at him. Look at what he's doing. I think it looks worse than it is, but I can't even look at him. Okay. But there's a waterfall over there. Let me just show you. That's where we came from. Those cars down there. I think that's Curry Village. Could be. Well, we've been up here for 30 or 45 minutes, I think. Had a snack, drank a bunch of water, got the views. I think it's time to do the last scary part, which is to get down the cables. And then we just gotta hike the rest of the miles and back down to Curry Village. It is 10:02 right now. You going?
Yep, you're better going back.
Mm-hmm. Better than you? Better than going forward, yeah. I was scared. I'm currently scared. Yeah. Actually, up was more scary, I think, because my arms hurt a lot and I was more worried about my muscles failing.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna get too fatigued and not be able to hold on. But I did. Thank you. What? I'm on this board. Whoa.
It's scary.
It's very scary. Okay. We made it down. There were a bunch of people going up when we were coming down, so we had to like wait for them, but we made it down safely. And I think that's the scariest part is over. Down was a lot easier. It just hurt my hands, but it didn't hurt my muscles, so they're just like sore. They're not cut up or anything. Yeah, that's okay. All right. I didn't notice till just now, but the cables gave me some blisters. I don't know if you can see it. Right there.
Go on this side.
This side.
There you go.
Right there and right there.
Sick.
Nice. Got some hiking wounds.
Hiking wounds?
Hiking wounds. War wounds, but hiking wounds.
Still pretty. Still a great view, but oh my goodness, from up there it's so much better. Yeah, look at that.
Holy cow, we were up there. I'm glad it's over.
You're glad it's over?
Glad it's over.
Why is that?
Because it was scary.
No.
Yeah, I was scared. And
You
it
did
hurt
great.
my hands. Look, there's proof
Yeah.
it hurt my hands.
That's because you were scared. You're holding on to those cables so hard, coming down. Great.
There are so many people heading up the trail right now, and it is so much hotter than it was this morning. I do not envy them. I'm very glad that we started at 4. This would be very miserable. I did not see that building last time.
It's a little bunkhouse.
Is it bathroom? Is that the ranger station? Ain't this party? Slice of pizza number 2 for the day. Almost lost it. We are back near Little Yosemite Valley, so I think we have like 4-ish miles left. Just filled up some water and having a snack.
I don't know why we sat down, but we did. We sat down, took a break, and now my everything hurts. And I'm supposed to keep walking and be totally fine with it. She's totally fine with it.
Yeah, it's great.
Just taking a little rest and then getting right back to it. Shouldn't affect you like that. Oh no!
What you gotta do when you hike all day long. We are back on the mist trail. So I think we have
3 miles to the trailhead and then another mile to our lodging. So I think 4.
Yeah, but it was dark.
We are done with the mist trail. You just have to walk the mile back to our little tent thing. My watch says we've gone almost 17 miles, so it should be about 18. I think Darren's is less than that, so it's
15.6.
mine's 16.8, so they're like a mile off, but somewhere in there, somewhere between 17 and 18 miles. We did it! We're back at our little tent. It took us about 9 hours to hike from here all the way to the top of Half Dome and back down, and we are very tired. Oh man, okay. Well, it's about 4:25, 4:30. We just went and got an early dinner. We are super tired after hiking all day today, so honestly, we are probably just gonna get in bed and try to go to sleep. We are planning on getting up early and trying to leave the park at like 5 a.m. because we have a 12-hour drive back to Oregon tomorrow, so yeah, I'm gonna try to leave early so we can go pick up our doggy from Darren's parents' house. Not tomorrow, but the next day I have to go back to work, so the earlier we get home the better. Half Dome was unlike anything I've ever done before, I'd say. Getting up to the cables was easier than I expected. Like, there was a lot of elevation, but the trail, it's a national park trail, so like there are so many steps and just so much like work that went into building this trail. It's just so well maintained and graded well, and there's not a ton of rocks and roots. Like, I was telling Darren that this is nothing like the trails in New Hampshire. Like, if this trail was in New Hampshire, then all of these steps would just be rocks. They'd just be boulders, and you'd just be going over these boulders, and it would suck. So I think just like getting up to the cables was easier than we thought, so that was good. And then the cables themselves were honestly, for me, pretty scary, but I really wanted to do it, so I made it happen. The views at the top were absolutely gorgeous, and then coming back down was, I'd say, easier than going up for sure. My hands hurt more. I got a few blisters on the way down, but it was still a lot easier. I'm so glad that we started at 4 a.m. when we did. There were so many people trying to go up the cables when we were going down. It was kind of frustrating because a bunch of people kept starting and we're like, we're almost down, like just wait 5 minutes so we can get down. But yeah, so we had to kind of pull over to the side and just like sit there while a bunch of people passed us. It was interesting, but yeah, still a really cool hike. So glad that we did it. So glad that I can say I've hiked Half Dome, and I wish we had more time to spend in Yosemite and do some other trails, but that's not in the cards for us this time. We gotta go home and get back to work. But sorry for rambling on. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and mighty fun hiking, everyone. Bye!
Okay, so we got back to the tent about 4 minutes ago, and I went to use the restroom, and when I came back,